Hello everyone and welcome back to the final round chase card coverage of the Silver Cup 2020 presented by Discmania. We're watching GK Pro coverage sponsored by Discraft. I'm Nathan Queen and wrapping it up again, I'm here with Brian Earhart.
Oh man, we got the back nine here and we are in a gridlock, 21 under par. We got Ezra Aderhold, JohnE McCray, Emerson Keith, and Matt Bell, and none of them have been playing that bad. They've all been playing pretty solid and hoping to make a move on the lead card. I think there are a lot of players at this point that were in contention. But yeah, let's see how they attack this back nine. I think some of the tougher par threes are going to present themselves here.
Yeah, they all played pretty similar on the front, but in different ways. Birdies on different holes and things like that. We go into one of the easier par fours here for hole 10, 550 feet. A couple Mandos on the right that force you to play kind of straight towards this gap you see past these couple cedars here. Kind of some backhand flex shots, maybe a roller. It's a little downhill, but this is a good way to start the back nine.
Yeah, and I think you're really faced with a choice here. Do you want to go for the basket, or do you want to lay up short of the cedars and get up and down for the easy three? If you are trapped in these, like we've said every round, it has never failed to give these players trouble.
Yeah, it looks like Bell pushed just a little bit to the right. It was looking good out of his hands, but he might be kind of towards the edge of that cedar there. Emerson going from smile to focus real quick. Getting on the tee. Looks like he's ripping it, try to get through that gap. He's also drifting right. And he gets a great bounce. And looks like he's bounced out past the cedar.
Those trees are so thick, and if you're stuck in those, it's so frustrating.
We get a chance to see a little bit of Ezra's power here, I'm sure.
Late stand-up.
Just a little bit too much stand-up, I think.
And that's okay.
Less fortunate kick than Emerson, but still kind of on the edge of it. He should be able to make something work.
And I don't think JohnE McCray knows what laying up means. And he's going for it. Oh, yeah.
What a beautiful straight shot there. Rips it through the gap.
And I believe he has a circle 2 look there at the basket. I would say about 50 feet from that angle. He's pumped.
He's super pumped. Got the tongue out. Ezra here putting it inside the circle. We'll have a good look for his three. Oh, it looks like Matt did push out of that cedar, so he was just there in front of Emerson, who threw his justice again to about 10 feet. High turnover shot from Matt, also about 15 feet away. He was wanting to put it in, I think. Johnny for the eagle out of the woods. Oh, tough bid there. He had stuff all around him. He gave it everything he had.
Yeah, good.
Just low out of Ezra. And this is one of those disappointing bogey feeling fours.
Yeah.
But he played the hole well, just a little bit low on the putt. He'll be able to fix that.
Yeah, this hole averaged a 3.42, so quite a few strokes under par, and it is frustrating to take a par in this one. And there is a bar across the street from this hole, and a lot of the attendees were rooting us on. Hole 11, moving into this hole, I think it's one of the coolest shapes in the course. It's such a low ceiling, tight gap to hit, but you have so much open space to work with. And we've seen quite a few different shots here on this hole.
Yeah, we've seen some flex fairway or high speed drivers just to try to hit that gap and stop it and get it to flare back up there. You'll see straight mid ranges or also straight fairways. Looks like this is a fairway out of Matt, and he gets some great tree play there. Jumps up into the gap and has about a 40-footer. which is exceptional for that.
That is definitely
release.
exceptional. Emerson going with an Explorer. It looks like that's the one that he's been rolling potentially, so I think he's going for the hyzer flip here.
Yeah, and he's going up the inside gap, and that's going to
That'll
filter
work.
up there just fine.
A 28-footer for him.
Johnny looks like he's... I can't tell if that was a fairway or a wide rim. Looks more like a fairway flight. Threw it straight, but he kind of threw it in between the two gaps and caught those early trees. This might be a PD out of Ezra. Getting it a little bit low. Pretty open to get up there for his par from there. Again, this is such a tough green to access. The gap on the hole so late. Oh, that was a good bid from him. He knew it was a little bit high. He thought he might have made it, though. Johnny's had his step putt on fire.
Oh, man.
Not a step putt.
I love this
His
little
spun
spin
it.
stepper.
Look at that. Anti-putt. So much spin.
That's so gorgeous.
So much control.
Nice putt from Johnny.
Man.
And that beard just keeps getting better every tournament that he plays.
I hope I get to watch some more of Johnny coming up soon. I'm really enjoying watching him play. Here we go, Matt Bell. That's what we're used to seeing out of him. Let's watch it again.
Nice putt.
Right, way to take advantage of that, sneaking through those trees there. That's what you got to do. Emerson for his birdie here. Oh, just a little bit low. Looked like he might have hurried up just a little bit.
Yeah.
More than he usually does. But we still got 2 birdies on this hole. That's, I think, more than we've seen so far on the other coverages. Yeah, hole 13 is averaging over par at 3.16. So tough hole to reach. A couple birdies here.
Speaking of tough hole to reach, 455, par 3, low ceiling. Posts at the end of the gap. Very challenging shot. Players are taking a control driver and challenging the ceiling, or taking a distance driver and trying to slam a hyzer flip up to this protected green.
Yeah, you've got an OB creek running down the left side, so that comes into play in some people's minds. I don't think we'll see anybody really going for the layup here. Some people will just play this for a 3, mid-range. Matt's going with the hurricane. That needs to get down. Okay. Great sit there. A little bit of a misrelease. But Johnny here, he's going to be going for that hyzer stand-up shot most likely. Trying to get it to push straight.
Ooh, and he's going outside.
He's held on a little bit too long.
It's got to push left. That's actually a good trickle he had there, because being at the top of that little mound is not good.
Yeah, he'll still have a pretty tough angle to throw from there.
And here's the roller play that I have seen a few players take here. Lays the angle down pretty well.
This is looking really good.
Oh, yeah.
This needs
That's
to
got to
sit
sit down.
Okay. Great roller.
Wow.
That's the first one I've seen get past the post there from a righty roller. That's a great shot from Emerson.
Here's that nuke that Ezra was throwing earlier.
So much power.
My
Look at that thing just stand up
gosh.
straight.
No. Oh, no. I was rooting for that one.
That was going to be underneath the basket. Straight shot.
That was probably the
455
best
feet.
drive I'd seen on that hole. Nice shot from Ezra. Rough result.
Matt trying to scramble for his par. Gets through some more trees, and we'll have another long look. This will be to save his par here. Johnny's stretching out. A lot of wrist action on that.
Oh.
He's still just outside the circle, probably 40 feet. He's been hitting those pretty consistently this round. Let's see if Matt Bell can keep his streak up. Just a little bit right. Not the worst hole to take a 4 on, but you still never really want those 4s. Ezra, after the unfortunate pole that keeps him from being parked, not able to convert on the birdie. Here's Johnny to save his par. And of
Nice
course,
save.
what else do you expect? Dead center, hanging in the chains for him. Just on fire on the green right now.
Oh, yeah. Great birdie from Emerson. What I found really impressive about that roller is the fact that you can tell he was trying to land the roller to the right of the tree in the middle of the fairway. Yeah. So he was playing the cut roller. It was
super impressive.
Crazy control.
Hey everybody, it's Vanessa Van Dyken, and today I'm going to be walking you through my Tour Series disc, the Meteor. The Meteor is an understable mid-range from Discraft, and what I love about it is the versatility. It's great for turnover shots. Beginners or low power players are really going to love this disc. It has a great amount of glide, and it's very controllable. If you'd like to try the Meteor out, you can find it on discraft.com or at your local disc golf shop.
What I'm most excited about this season is just to play. I was playing 40, 30 tournaments a year for 12 years, and then that came to a complete halt. The most important thing I've learned is just have a little bit more patience. With patience comes more success.
All right, on hole 13 here, 362 feet, super uphill, playing well over 400, over 425. For a righty, you're trying to throw a backhand hyzer, stand up, just kind of get it to float up here. We've got a lot of power on this card, so we've got a good chance to see some 2s here.
Yeah, this is one of the cooler tee shots we get to throw on this course. It's not often you're blasting a shot uphill this far.
If this can fade back out, it's got the distance on it.
That's the common miss on this hole.
Yeah, he's just outside of circle 2 there. Be able to get up for his par. The way Johnny's been throwing, I could see this going well.
It's got to stand up a bit more.
Yeah, a little bit too much hyzer on it, but all
Still
that
in
power
C2.
he's got, he's still up there for a look.
If this is the same nuke from last hole, we might see him go over the tree line in the back.
Oh, it looks like he's pulled it just a little bit right. Hopefully he can get a... Yeah, we'll see what he's got from in there. He can probably get up and down. He's not too far away from the basket.
That's going to push left too.
Almost. He's right there about the same spot as Emerson.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man. Wow. What a great run. Patton pending out of the woods. Matt Bell as well. About the same spot. Nice upshot there for his 3. He was probably wanting to run that, but a 3 doesn't hurt you here.
That's got to sit.
Good sit there. It looks like he had a little lane in there. Johnny to keep the streak going. Little off on that one. Putting uphill's always different, though. You've got, it's a good, this is a good 6 or 7 feet up from where Johnny was at. And it just makes the angles a lot different.
Absolutely. Especially the fact that the disc is flying nose up and you're having to control a new break point with the disc. And totally fine taking a par in this hole.
Yeah, this one was averaging over par as well. The last par 3's kind of a tough run of par 3's. This one was at 3.13. So all pretty similar, getting some 2s, but also some bogeys going on.
Back to an eagleable par 4. As you can see, the Mando on the left tree. A lot of righties are going to opt for a roller on this one if they're going for the eagle. As you can see, there is a low ceiling, and the air shot play is a hard flex line on the inside gap. The drone is kind of flying in the middle of the two gaps.
Yeah, if you don't throw that roller, you still have to keep your drive pretty low. All these trees, once you get past the initial gap, which is pretty tight, hang down pretty low. Plus, it starts to go downhill. So if your nose angle isn't following the downhill, then you start riding up, and you'll catch one of these higher branches.
Oh,
And that's a great kick out as long as it sits down and doesn't roll back in there. Very fortunate after a misrelease. It's a cool looking disc. Johnny going for the roller.
and he went with a super flippy disc, and that's crushed.
Oh, no. I really wanted to see where that was going to end up at.
That was a great roller. Still a great spot to get up and down for the birdie.
Yeah, he shouldn't have much trouble from there. Got a mid-range. It looks like a buzz in Ezra's hands here. Oh, man.
Still a great shot.
Another great shot. Just catches one of those trees. That's the thing about this par 4 is once you hit that gap, you have a chance to get there.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of sporadic trees, really, rather than a couple lines on this hole, which makes it a good par 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
This needs to stand up or slow down. It looks like it's slowing down. And he'll have a look from up there as well.
Yeah. Little high.
Emerson still had a long way to go there, and he's got there to around circle's edge. Looks like he might have a little bit of a low ceiling on his putt, but he does have a chance to get the birdie. Lots of spin out of Matt Bell here.
Yeah, that was a nice little kung fu motion.
He
Sweet.
gets it up there in the circle.
And the zone makes easy work of that upshot.
Yeah, Ezra showing his great touch ability there. And Johnny, even though he was so far away, I'm almost positive he was running that, trying to make that.
Yeah, he runs pretty much everything that I've seen him step up to. Great putt from Emerson.
Oh, yeah, Emerson firing it in there, getting his birdie from out of position. Great job there. Matt Bell as well, a little bit high on the chains. In for his birdie, though. Looks like we're looking at another star frame here.
Mm-hmm.
Good putt from Ezra. Johnny doesn't have to putt. I think he's just tapping in. Yeah, great hole there. Was averaging 3.73. So about
Pretty
a
solid.
quarter stroke under par. Very good average for a par 4.
This hole, on the other hand, was averaging definitely over par. Hole 15, 525-foot par 3. As you can see, it's sloping down towards the green. All the power righties are throwing a giant flex turnover that's trying to flatten as it enters that cove of trees there. You do see some rollers come out of these players' hands, but there is tall grass OB all the way down the left side.
Emerson likes the roller, so I imagine this is, well.
He's actually going air
no,
shot.
he's gone with the air shot, and this looks great.
Okay.
So, inside the circle.
He also likes
was
the air shot.
Super clean there. That's a fantastic shot from Emerson. This is such a hard green to access. They do have a little bit of a left to right wind here, so that's helping them out on their turnovers. John, that's a more, I mean, that's still further than you see people get, but that's a more consistent.
It's a more common landing spot for the
Thank you.
players. I got you.
And Ezra here, we know he's got the power to get there.
I think looking at that disc, I think that's a control driver that he was throwing. I don't even think that was a full distance driver.
Yeah, I could see that. It comes out a little shorter than Johnny's. Probably didn't get the wind play that he was expecting
Yeah.
with the left to right, so it just faded back out on him. And this looks like a good angle also, but it is going to fade back out just a little bit.
Oh, no.
It didn't have as much turn as I thought. He is going to be pitching up for his 4 now. Luckily, he did go out of bounds late. If you go out of bounds early on this hole, it's very common to get a 5, a double bogey rather than a 4. So it's good he went out late, but still not something you want to do. Great upshot from Ezra there, tapping the pole. And now we've got Emerson here inside the circle. 525-foot hole. Great birdie.
That's an awesome birdie.
1 of 6 on the day, which is more than I expected, to be honest. But great birdie there from Emerson.
Yeah, I mean, with a stacked field like we had this weekend, I mean, so many power players are coming out here, and the fact that a lot of these holes can be eagled, and with this one claiming it's a par 3, that's definitely an eagle shot to get to the basket.
Yeah, it definitely feels better than a birdie.
Yeah.
Here on hole 16, back to one of the easier holes on the course. For a righty backhand, the slope of the green is a little bit odd, and there is a right to left now since we're throwing the opposite direction of the last hole. So anybody with a forehand here will most likely pull that out, so they don't have to play with that right to left, pushing their disc off to the OB towards the left. Emerson's got a great angle on this forehand. Skips right up there about 18 feet.
And Johnny going with a putter here. I like this play since he is not throwing a forehand. Let the crosswind kind of shove it downward. Not a bad choice.
No, I'd say that's about what you want. Ezra matching his shirt here. Going with the forehand. Very stable disc.
I believe that's a PD2 that he's throwing.
And gets a great roll right up to the basket. Matt Bell also going with the forehand here, trying to work with the wind, stay away from that OB. Again, looks like another good angle. Maybe a little bit shorter, but he gets a skip. He's inside the circle.
Nice putt.
Yeah, good putt there from Matt. Keeps the star fame pretty alive here. Emerson second furthest out, about 14 feet. Couple formalities here. And got another star frame here.
Ooh, beautiful tap in from Johnny.
What a putt. Best one so far. Moving on to hole 17. So we've had a tailwind or a little bit of right to left on this hole, and on the last round it switched to a headwind. So I imagine this hole's playing a little more difficult. Already a pretty tough righty backhand shot. You want to either flex it off to the right, just to the left of that Mando, and have it come back. Or I think the better play, if you have the power, maybe not today with the headwind, is to throw a high kind of stalling flex shot over those trees and to let it fade back in.
I think today we're going to be seeing a lot more just direct shots.
Yeah,
trying to keep it in play and maybe give the player a circle 2 putt or potentially a circle 1 look if they do absolutely pure it.
Yeah, with the headwind, you're throwing nose up because you're throwing uphill and there's a headwind, so it's a lot more difficult to access this green with the headwind going on. As you can see, Emerson has all kinds of power and didn't quite get there throwing nose up like that.
Johnny looks like he's got his distance driver in his hand, and he's going with a hard turnover.
If this floats out, that's going to
be really good.
Oh, this has got to slow down.
Oh,
no.
Just sneaks out of bounds, but I think he's really close to the basket.
Yeah, he should be in the circle there for sure.
Yeah, he'll have a look at the 3 save.
Great line, just pushes it barely too far. Oh, and this is,
That's questionable. I'm not sure what they're going to call that.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they say about that one. We couldn't really tell if that missed the Mando or not.
It looks like there was no out of bounds marker on the score down at the bottom, so I think he was safe. Matt going with the flex as well. I think he sawed that off a little bit left.
Yeah, he stops up there at the top of the hill. That'll most likely be pitching down for his 3. Yeah, good shot there from Matt. Good control. Ezra playing pretty smart there. Having a circle 2 putt, but there is some headwind, and he's got OB surrounding it all behind it, just laying it up. Smart play from a younger player. Emerson, however, giving it a run, and it looks like he stayed in bounds. And we'll be able to get a look for his 3. Here's Johnny coming back for the par after going OB.
Great putt.
Nothing wrong with the par. I believe this hole is still averaging over par.
Oh, this is
for
definitely
this
one of the
round.
tougher par 3s in the course.
Emerson also coming back to get his par. Yeah, this hole averaging 3.22 on during the last round.
Yeah, that Mando on the right side really makes this hole challenging for the right-handed player. Gives us a bit of an advantage, though.
Yeah, pretty good lefty hole.
We move into hole number 18, which I think is a really balanced par 5. You have so many options off the tee. You can throw a mid-range straight to the top of the hill. You can try to blast a driver down to the bottom of the hill. It's an eagleable par 5 with 2 beautiful shots, but the 4 still feels really, really good to get here. There's danger off the tee, and then as you can see, there's water and OB behind this protected basket at the bottom of this hill. One of my favorite par 5s I've played all year.
Yeah, absolutely a great finishing hole. Gives you a chance for some dramatics with an eagle to try to catch up and things like that. You've got to hit a decently tight gap. It's nothing we haven't seen on this course yet, but you've got to hit a gap off of the tee, so if you're uncomfortable with that, you can throw a mid-range and get to about this tree.
And I think this play is perfect.
Yeah, going up there to the right, it opens it up for a right-handed backhand to just be able to throw full power shot. Johnny getting a good rip on that, and he's going to be in a similar position. Pushing it a little further, but it's still open from over there. He'll probably ask those people to get off the picnic table for him, though. And Ezra looks like he disced down just because he has too much power. So he's thrown a mid-range.
That's a great shot.
To not go too far.
Yeah.
But a great shot. And he'll
still an eagle look, for sure.
If this can flex out and not stay over there, it's going to be... Yeah, so he's got one tree to deal with down there, but he still has a good chance to definitely get a birdie and maybe even get his eagle look down there.
Emerson wants that 3 real bad.
Oh, this needs to not fade.
Sit down.
This is hunting for some OB. Yeah, gets a good skip, or big skip, and ends up in the creek down there. He'll have a circle 2 look for his birdie, or right around circle 2.
Johnny's hunting for eagles here. That skips.
Oh, and that grass is pretty grabby right there. There's a little bit of uphill right before you get to the top of that hill to go down. So most of the time when you hit there, it just grabs it. It looks like Ezra's turned it over just a little bit too much. He's down there right around the top of the hill. So as you can see, even with these great drives, we still don't have somebody on the green for their eagle, which is what makes this hole so great. It's such a far second shot. Even though it is reachable, you have to get below a ceiling and up above a hill. So it just makes it a great finishing hole.
That's a nice way to end the round. It's nice to not have to make a 30-footer to finish your round out. Ezra's tapping out a very respectable round.
A good shot there from Johnny. Looks like he might have been trying to run that one. I know Bell's trying to run this. Stay up. Oh, catches a leaf and just drops. Great line on it.
That was a huge second shot from him, too.
Here's Emerson for a birdie after going OB. Oh, and just pulls it off to the right. He'll be able to get his par still. Yeah, cleans up his par. And now we'll have 3 tap-ins for birdie to finish the round out.
And a great round from Emerson, too. He scored really well on some of the harder holes in the course. Unfortunate to take the par there, but very, very respectable as well. And it was really nice to watch Ezra. I've never seen him actually throw before, and
Yeah.
I would have never known that he was new to the tour.
With all the power I saw him throw with at the Preserve last week, I wasn't sure what to think going into the woods, but he's got lots of control.
And there you have it, folks. That is the final round from 2020 Silver Cup. We have JohnE McCray and Emerson at 26 under par, Matt Bell and Ezra finishing at 24 under par, all taking top 10 finishes, so congratulations. And again, subscribe to GK Pro, and me, Brian Earhart, and Nathan Queen, we are signing out.
Enjoyed it, guys.
Thank you so much for tuning in.